Kanatawa ndeono shika mwana wangu. Soma kaita chero chimbwanda kapikwa last week. Choto jiwa. Choto kweli kwa futi. Chiko yenda. So mwana neba. Dibate. Tibiseba mebu. Chaipo. Bro chupa.
Joku Mukondo wanted to DJ box. Joku Mukondo wanted to DJ box.
I need a favor for you. You have to make sure that there is not too much shaking. Because when you shake it, thank you. I want to shake
Comment section, microphone check. Comment section, microphone check. Please give me a thumbs up just in case you can pick this video's audio feed.
Pipito panopera mechi ya MALVERN na ESHCA ndomo uchabva wapinda ipapa anenge avina saugara uri hedi neva panopera mechi ya SANA na SILVER ndomo wapinda ipapo
ale makamera ndapo mudaro wewe mwana ngapi kamera yangu hiyo wakuvia makamera kana hiyo unataka hizo unataka basi hiyo atisida kuona chikali Wagona hasa wanguza moja ndani ndio kuna yes Vema bila kuona tu baadaye. Yeah. Yes. I'm sending to all Ugandan groups. They like those boys a lot.
Break and finish live. Q Pixels photography. Microphone check. For those that can pick the audio feed of this video, kindly give me a thumbs up. For those that do believe that watching ESHCA and Malvern is very worth your time, please give me a thumbs up. Now it is a very deafening atmosphere at the venue. It is hundreds of people seated and standing around the pool table number 8, which is pretty much the center table. They are all watching the guy that is nowadays known as ZIM1 ESHCA CHIMBWANDA playing black for the first time in the match and potting it sharp and leading by 1-0. Dear viewers, this is the first quarter final of the ongoing Zimbabwe Pole Association Nevsun Select Annual Championship. We are at the Southeast Bar and Pool Arena. It has been 95 players, and yes, 87 are out. We are left with only 8, and yet arguably the best 2 are pitted right against each other. Donning black with a waistcoat and very smart, slim, and having dreadlocks is ESHCA CHIMBWANDA. Nowadays the guy is still in as a participant. The guest of honor, the sponsor, fans in their hundreds at the venue, and yes, in their 1,000 online, are being testament to this, which is only and only a rest of 5 presenting to you the audio of this action live in Mashengo province in Zimbabwe. My name is Simon Peter Chewe. Special thanks to the Zimbabwe Polo Association for inviting me to participate in this competition as a streamer when I was in Harare 2 days ago. And yes, it is all worth it. The first frame of the match was won by ESHCA with 1 visit of the table. For many years, maybe the last 3 or so, Malvin has without a shadow been the best player in the country. But yes, of late, ESHCA has been outperforming him. It's my first time streaming a match involving these two, but I've streamed so many in their dozens when they are not playing against each other in about 4 different countries. These two did have a tour of Uganda sometime last year, sharing pretty much the same exact accommodation, advising each other, supporting each other. Nowadays, they visibly look a little bit divided by competition. That is what sport is all about. And look at how Malvin shot this good. Well. You need to have the mental fortitude not to be bullied by a player who can deliver that kind of magic against this kind of pressure in a match this big against the guy who nowadays has become his biggest rival, and it is supposed to be his best friend. That one isn't the case, especially of late. He looks to be on the verge of trying to respond to Apple with Apple. A match that, at least for the start, is being played at a pretty much world-class level. He needs to put 2 reds and then black, which is frozen against the cushion top end of the table, for him to register what will be his first frame 1. ESHCA can only wait and watch and hope. The red that is portable to the bottom left corner pocket for Malvin will be played first. He needs to manipulate the cue ball and not to be a distance away from what will be the last red, and I'm only assuming that the one he is about to play will be potted. Of course, he has very good ability to shoot a ball on target. Here comes the Harare Express. He's taking all the time he has in the world. He knows that shouldn't he pot the red, should he miss a ball or any of the 3 he's left with this, if we were to win the frame, he would most likely be losing the frame. There he is. There looks to be a relatively big cut between white and red. If he were to cut, if we are to put the red to the diagonal corner pocket top right, and then manipulate cue ball for black, he may have to play it on target and with big top left spin, such that the cue ball bounces off the cushion on the right and then moves towards the left direction. He may want to put both red and black to the same corner pocket top right. This is the shot, very difficult, and yes, he misses. In trying to manipulate a cue ball so difficult, he ended up missing the target. This is now advantage ESHCA. Both can mean to be offensive players, but very, very differently gifted. ESHCA most of the time is taking a little bit more time between shots. He's not so manipulative on the table, but he can really mean to be effective. He has been very dominant in Zimbabwean pool of late, ESHCA. He has his ups and downs, most of them ups. He has the proud Zimbabwean record for the first player to win a big African comp. He's the current champion of the Timbuktu International Pool Carnival, the tournament that he won in Eldoret in Kenya, defeating Malawi's Sanford Given Ginte in the final, winning the highest ever cash prize by any African competition, $11,600 US. The money that he used to set up the ESHCA Pool Arena that is located in Zimbabwe, in Harare. I hope to stream a match in that arena tomorrow or tomorrow next. But first, the arena's boss is attempting to win a second frame out of 2. cue ball has to bounce off the cushion, wanting to put both yellows to the same corner pocket, bottom left. Now, I am assuming he will put the yellow he's looking at with ease. Cue ball has to move towards the top left end of the table where the last yellow is. He needs the cue ball as close to be to the last yellow. If he were to put it with ease, he will play top spin, cue ball bouncing off the cushion, then move towards the direction of the last yellow. Just like that, I think it will do. Pretty much a straight line between white, yellow, and corner pocket top left. He simply needs to roll with a little bit of left spin cue ball following the yellow. A simple roll will do. There comes ESHCA. He seems not to have the lion's share of the funds, but he has the lion's share of scores because he leads by 1-0. This one should be a second for ESHCA. There he comes, rolls black and sinks it in. Malvin MUKONZA 0, ESHCA CHIMBWANDA 2, race to 5.
What does it mean? Guess who is that? Nevsun. He's supporting his player. Race to 5 is too little.
In the meantime, dear viewers, this match is having 3 live streams sharing the same exact commentary. Key Pixels Photography Facebook, Break and Finish Live Facebook, as well as Break and Finish Live YouTube. Special appreciation to a very special person whom I'm seeing on the live stream watching. Thank you for watching. ESHCA's manager, Nevsun, who has Malvin as a very big friend, but seems to be supporting ESHCA, and for once is even showing it. Now Malvin will have to show back that he can afford to win a frame and another and another. He has the role of putting 2 reds to respective corner pockets, top right and bottom right. Potting red with ease, leaving a cut between white and last red. He will have to play it with top spin, cue ball bouncing off the right cushion and moving a little leftwards. Just like that, the rest is a formality. The fans are already gearing him up. He seems to have the lion's share of the support. Malvin MUKONZA 1, ESHCA CHIMBWANDA 2, race to 5. Here comes frame number 4 for ESHCA. The intention is to hit them hard like that, get to make a ball. He seems to have spotted one ball, which is a yellow. He may not be content with the split of the balls. Quite tricky, choosing out a color. I want to believe the reds are relatively better positioned. The red that is in between them all, he will want to play it, try to put it to the corner pocket top left. He must be on target. He must make sure. He makes sure. Now ESHCA has every reason to believe that he can win this frame and win it by break and finish. He's the kid born in Mbare, Harare's most notorious town, having used his talent to uplift him to now an elite sportsman, not just in pool, but yes, in Zimbabwean sport in general. Not so many Zims have ever won $11,600 in any competition, in any sport. He was awash. His images of celebration, his videos when playing at Timbuktu, the newspapers and the televisions and radio stations in Zimbabwe all used his achievement to create content for the Mbare project that had now become the toast of an entire nation when he proudly represented his country and came out so victorious in Eldoret in Kenya. And yet, according to his body language and how he's playing, he has never lost any of his hunger. He seems to be yearning for more. He knows that should he take down Malvern, which could be the case, he turns himself into a big favorite, not just for winning his semi-final, but also the final. This tournament is coming with $1,000 for the winner. There is also $700 for the ladies winner. Cash prizes for the top 8. Even the 8th best player gets $100. Very good motivation to the sportsmen. Here comes ESHCA, the guy that had a record number of National Elite Players Association of Zimbabwe Nepals comps that he won last year, 6 out of 8. This year, him having gotten his ups and downs, coming a little short in terms of player conduct, getting banned from participation. If I'm not mistaken, his ban may have been revoked. Now he participates freely. Here he is on the verge of winning a third frame out of 4. He will need the cue ball to bounce off 2 cushions, then come as close can be to the black. He uses 1 cushion and it is working out perfectly okay. Top class pool from a top class player in a top class competition. ESHCA on the verge of increasing his lead. By break and finish, he aims and puts. ESHCA 3 and Malvern 1. Special shout out to you, some of you who are watching. Made next door. Chiwewa Mayor Martin Ayebazbe, good afternoon. Thank you for updating you. You're asking if Ian has a rematch tonight. Yes, he does. But before then, this comp has gotten to be done. His opponent, Blessing, still is involved, and his match in the quarterfinals will be coming live next. Lawrence Makaranga, you're asking about the scoreline between Sakala and Sullivan Vana. I lost the stream before the last frame was completed. Indeed, Sakala won his match in the round of last 16 by 5 frames to 1. I'm yet to get an update about what is happening in his game now. And Alvin is asking if Ugandans are still in. They did not participate in this competition. It is only for Zimbabweans. This match is a short race, but is carrying a very big load of implication. Sometimes ESHCA feels a little bit disrespected by Zimbabwean fans. Despite achieving all that he has achieved, they still consider some of them Malvern as Zim 1, maybe because sometimes he entertains a little bit more. In terms of results, in the current past, ESHCA has been in a league of his own. He's now enjoying a scoreline of his own. He has won 3 frames so far, 2 of them by Apple, and yet even another could be won by yet another Apple. He seems to be fit. He takes the frames serious. He's avoiding any unforced errors, and is playing seemingly what could be the form of his life. 3 reds left on the table, just as is the black, all of them positioned in pretty good space. He hasn't lost his cue ball whatsoever. Not only shooting well, he's also potting well, manipulating the cue ball even better throughout the course of this short match, at least so far. He now has the simple task of rolling red to the center pocket left and then black to the corner pocket bottom right for the escalator to improve his scores, to need to win just 1 out of the remaining 4. Here he comes. He uses yellow to stop the movement of the cue ball. Very good imagination, very good execution. Looks like a very good way to win yet another very good frame by yet another break and finish. ESHCA versus the black and wins again. ESHCA 4 and Malvern 1. He's just hoping that that will be a last time a frame is broken in the match, ESHCA, if he gets to win. His break has been dry, however. He's been feeding on apples in this match so far, green and red respectively. And yet the guy now on the table is the one that has the name Mr. Apple. Seemingly wanting to go for the reds, plays red into another and closes the table. Malvin is playing reds. His work is cut out to try and win 4 frames in a row, or else bow out of the championship in what will be a pretty painful way. Thanks for watching. Adkins Gapare, Moshi January, you're watching on Facebook. Philip Woods, Darlington, thank you for watching. Another very special person is on the stream. Mosfarai, director of the Tamaka coaches buses, which the Zimbabweans love so much, transiting them throughout Zimbabwe and as far as South Africa, from Johannesburg to Cape Town. Tamaka coaches, thank you so much for moving the entire Ugandan team at no cost between Harare and Mashengo and back tomorrow. And also loving these players. In my heart, I know that you are rooting for ESHCA. Malvin may want to say no. I haven't seen him against pressure this big when playing in a comp at home. In this one, things are exactly not going according to plan. He's normally the more elaborative, the more offensive, the more entertaining player. For the first 5 frames, he's been treated to a test of his own medicine by Mr. ESHCA CHIMBWANDA. It seems Mr. Apples is responsible with apple, red apple being responded to by yet another red apple. As long as it sinks in this one, the rest is a formality. World-class pool, Malvin MUKONZA 2 and ESHCA CHIMBWANDA 4. Thank you for watching. Philip Ntisi, watching on Kipixel's photography, asking about the length. It is race to 4, 3 frames to go. Malvin must win them all or else bow, not just out of the match, but the tournament in its entirety. If Malvin doesn't win this ongoing frame, he will have a very boring bus ride to Harare, perhaps tomorrow morning. Sydney Momera, you are supporting Maluva. You will be hoping that he wins 3 frames in a row, but before your hope comes true, you will be praying that ESHCA doesn't get to win this frame in his current visit of the table. And yet we love who you are watching. You think this is yet another green apple, perhaps red, loading for ESHCA. Abel Gombo, thank you for watching, supporting Luvante, as Malvin is sometimes nicknamed Blessing Chioko. Luvante, you say humble. Luvante. Donovan Jolete, thank you for watching. You are calling these ones 2 world-class players. I will not call them 2 world-class players, no, but I'm calling this match as one that is being played so far at a world-class level. So many beautiful clearances. They are all very well composed. Malvin is 4 frames to 2 down, but he's not playing any bad. That whatever ESHCA is touching is turning into gold. Even Malvin's 2 frames 1 have been won at a pretty good level. This match is, in my opinion, a top-class advertisement of Zimbabwean pool. Once again, my special thanks to the Zimbabwe Pool Association for the invitation. ESHCA's pattern now is being tested to the fullest. He seems to have gotten himself snookered as he tried to manipulate something quite special. Playing the cue ball into a yellow, sliding off that yellow to put the one that is right against the black. In the end, He has gotten himself snookered, trying to manipulate a way in which he can put the yellow near the center pocket left of the top cushion. I don't think he will fail to find the yellow, but putting it is something different altogether. Malvin agrees that yes, ESHCA is snookered. Now he will try to go off cushion, find yellow, hopefully for him, get it sunk off cushion. He finds yellow, he doesn't get it sunk. Advantage, Luvante. Once again, this match is having this live feed of audio and video on 3 different platforms: Q Pixels Photography Facebook, Break and Finish Live Facebook, as well as Break and Finish Live YouTube. Feel free to watch by joining a platform of your preference. Matiwa Dennis, thank you for watching. Made next door here on the YouTube stream, Zim Traders Chats. You say that ESHCA is responding with another apple. I don't know which apple you're talking about. And Motiba, you say that this one could have been the final. Sometimes the draw is not fair, guys. The level at which this match is being played is testament to the fact that these are not shadow of a doubt the country's best players. And yet one of them will not be reaching the semi-finals. Blessing is involved, Sakala is involved, O'Sullivan, Leonard Kazembe is involved. One of them can still win and then still get beaten in the very next game. I've been watching so many matches in this competition, 95 players participating. Many of them are quite competitive. I have to say that I've appreciated the level at which Zimbabwean pool is. Also the fact that more than 40 ladies did register to play. They've been having a comp of their own. I'm informed that their final is done. I'll be giving you an update about the result. The female winner goes home with $, not bad money whatsoever. For the male, $3,300, more than 700, which is 1K. These two will as well be knowing that they are having 2 Ugandans in town who are here to have matches with Zimbabwe's final players. These two are some kind of target. Malvin did have one race yesterday night, performed relatively very well against Joseph Kasozi, winning by 15 frames to 11. Malvin wants to rematch with Kasozi today. Kasozi is saying that he can only play any other race against any Zimbabwean player while using Aramith balls. Mashingo, they are not available. The ESHCA pool arena made to learn that has 10 pool tables, all of them having Aramith balls. More likely than not, we are going to be having ESHCA versus Kasozi in the near future, either tomorrow or Tuesday. Tonight it will be Blessing versus Ian, but still it's Malvin versus ESHCA. Very critical shot by Maluva and gets it sunk. You now get to look at which of his raids will perhaps be giving him the hardest time. Maybe the one closest to the center pocket right. He seems to be trying to manipulate a way in which he can roll it right against the cushion. Try to fix it in the space between black and jaw of the corner pocket bottom right. Not easy. The space looks to be too small. Maybe at one time he has to try and play the cue ball into the red. Try and play it into space. Give himself a better chance of finishing the frame. it has to be a neatly organized pattern. Here comes mighty Maluva under pressure. Maybe you can try and see what he's doing. It is not so likely, in my opinion, that the red is portable to the pocket where there is the black. There is the space. I don't think, though, he can put it. Maybe when it reaches the area where there is the black, it could be played off cushion and off black, off cushion, off black, still not in. And that one can very easily have been his last shot. Not just in this match, but as well in this tournament, because it looks an opportunity so big for a player as good as ESHCA, most especially with a tournament at stake, a chance to take down his closest rival with $1,000 awaiting him if he won this match, and then 2 more. He chokes the tip of his cue stick, hopefully for himself, for one last time. He wants to play 2 beautiful shots and then make himself a winner of this match. One of them has been played. That is pinpoint accuracy. Both the pot, manipulation of the cue ball off to cushions, and balance of power. However, cue ball is not that natural, because there is some kind of cut between white and yellow, to the effect that if he plays normally, white could be played into the black. Maybe play a big backspin, have the cue ball bounce off the right cushion, and then move back leftwards. It looks quite tricky. Just spotting, but cut it in, get it sunk to the corner pocket where there is the red. The existence of the red makes the corner pocket look even bigger. And look at this kind of pattern. And ladies and gentlemen, Malvin MUKONZA concedes the frame. Of course, ESHCA was always going to put black. For ESHCA's celebrations will start that after taking down Maluva, he's an overwhelming favorite in their opinion for the money. The break and finish live scoreboard is now an African rhythm for celebration of victories. Final score, Malvin MUKONZA 2 and ESHCA CHIMBWANDA 5. Thank you for being a lovely audience. We meet in the next one.
ESHCA, tempo 8. ESHCA, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. ESHCA, tempo 8. ESHCA, 5 minutes.